All right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
It is Wednesday, March 6th, and the Yankees were taking on the Rays in a spring training matchup with just over 3 weeks to go until opening day. Carlos Rodón looking to silence the haters. How would it shake out? My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
New York City.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back, kid.
How's it going, everybody? And today we're about 30 minutes early. That game got over quicker than I expected today. How's it going? Tough day for the Yanks. Hope your week is treating you well. Hadn't talked in a few days, so I wanted to hop on and have a few words with you. We are creeping up on the first day of spring, and all of your stuff is about to be covered with pollen. So we are getting closer to baseball season. I'm going to keep this short because I do have kind of a busy afternoon, got some meetings to run to and so forth. But I did think it was important to get on and talk about this game because there were some things that I was keeping an eye on that we definitely need to talk about. I've been telling you all spring, and I tell you every spring, don't worry too much about the results. So the Yankees losing 4-3 tonight, not a big deal. There is no correlation between wins and losses in exhibition games. I see a lot of comments after these spring training losses. Oh, the Yankees bullpen sucks. Oh, the Yankees hitting sucks. They're not even really trying to win. They're trying to get in shape. If you're trying to win, you don't remove Juan Soto and Aaron Judge in the 6th inning. So let's not worry about wins and losses. They straight up do not matter. Every baseball fan knows that. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no information to be gained from the individual performances that we see. And, we didn't get a chance to see much of Carlos Rodón last spring, so I don't know what his velocity is typically like in the spring, but it was down again today. He made one start against the Braves last spring, and then he was out for 4 months and was never right after he came back. So this was his second appearance this spring against big league hitters. He's already way ahead of what he did last spring, which means he's healthy, and that's important. But there's been a lot of talk about his stuff or velocity from his first time out not being great. Then he gives up 4 home runs in a BP session to minor leaguers. So today, I was looking for some gas. I was looking for somebody to come out there and say, hey, look, I'm gearing up for the season. I still can throw 97, 98, maybe get a couple of punchies, but didn't really work out that way. So let's talk about it.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
First pitch of the game was a home run off the bat of Yandy Diaz, 93 miles an hour, right down the pipe, right down the middle. Now, the wind was blowing out a little bit, but that was a meatball of a pitch. He came back to get out of the inning, made some good pitches, but the amount of cock shots that this guy throws is concerning, dating back to last season. Good bite on an 82-mile-an-hour cutter to get out of the inning. But, again, cock shot right down the middle. Juan Soto picked up another line drive base hit in his first at-bat. That raised his batting average to 700 on spring training. Ended up going 1 for 3 on the day to drop it down to a more pedestrian 583, still pretty damn good. One thing that's refreshing about Juan Soto is that, when he gets to 2 strikes like he was in that at-bat, a lot of times he shortens his swing and just takes a contact-level swing. That's something that the Yankees don't preach, that the Yankees haven't done for a long time, and it's something I really feel like they've been missing. Guys like Tino and Paul O'Neill and Derek Jeter, when they got 2 strikes, they would try and poke a line drive somewhere. They weren't still taking that big home run cut. That really started with Giambi, and I feel like it's something the Yankees need to get away from. And hopefully Juan Soto doing that will set a good example. Rodon did settle down for the 2nd and 3rd inning. Then he gave up another 2-run home run to Palacios.
Time to stop throwing these fucking meatballs.
And John D says, Rodon's ability to give up the long ball makes me so worried it's not even funny. I wouldn't say it's an ability to give up the long ball. It's an inability to not give up the long ball. His final line was 3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. 60 pitches, 38 strikeouts. I wish he had 38 strikeouts. 60 pitches, 38 strikes. Overall, there was definitely some positives to take away. After he got ambushed by the leadoff guy, Yandy Diaz, he tossed 3 scoreless innings, but then he ran out of gas at the tail end of his pitch count, which is to be expected in spring training. But the velocity wasn't there. Saw some soft contact on the cutters, saw some swing throughs on the cutters, which is something he's been working on. So I like that he's introducing other pitches and other looks, but the fastball just has not been there. And every pitcher is different. So don't tell me, oh, he's still getting ready. He might still be getting ready, sure. But a lot of guys do have their velocity right now. You know, supposedly he came to camp and his velocity was there. Luis Gil, who's coming back from Tommy John surgery, pitched today, and he was touching 96, 97 miles an hour. We just saw Birdie pitch the 9th inning. He was throwing 98, 99 miles an hour. So it can be done. Bottom 6, Gleyber Torres showed off his power for the first time this spring.
Track wall. See ya.
Gleyber Torres has gone yard again.
It's Gleyber Day.
Absolute nuke to left field, and we'll take a look at it here. You can see that he pulls his hands in and just gets the barrel right to it. Randy Arozarena knew it was gone. Vendors knew it was gone. Everyone in the stands knew it was gone. Guy cleaning the urinal cakes knew it was gone. 102 mile an hour exit velocity, 377 feet. Gleyber had a good day, 2 for 3, getting his average up to 313 on the spring. I've been saying it for a few months. I think he's going to have a big year in his contract year. 35 home runs or so, book it. Carlos Narvaez also homered to cut the score to 4-3.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
So this is a nice, great, easy swing. Down and away pitch, and he just throws the barrel at it and hits it well out in right field. I mean, he hit it over that first section and about 4 or 5 rows back onto those little bleacher areas. But nice bit of opposite field power. You might remember he hit an opposite field walk-off home run during spring training last year. This one much more of a no-doubter. We got to look at Nick Birdie in the top of the 9th. I wasn't able to grab any highlights of his, but his stuff is filthy. I mean, electric. 98, 99 miles an hour. He's kind of been the talk of camp, 31 years old, 27 career MLB innings, a million injuries, but the stuff is there. Good command, good breaking ball. If he stays healthy, he could be that next surprise guy like Ian Hamilton or Clay Holmes that the Yankees get from out of nowhere, who ends up getting some big outs in the bullpen. But the Rays hang on to win 4-3.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You ain't first, you're last.
Lori C says she'll sign up for 35 home runs from Gleyber Torres right now, as would I. John D says, what do you think is Rodon's realistic ceiling this year? I honestly have no idea. I mean, this is a guy who had 2 outstanding years in a row with the White Sox and then the Giants. And then last year, his ERA was 6.85. And he gave up a home run like every 3rd pitch. And he just seemed like he just seemed uncomfortable. Let's say it that way. He seemed uncomfortable in his own skin. Uncomfortable with New York. Some guys aren't cut out for New York. I know that the Yankees still find his metrics to be outstanding, but the results so far have not been there. I see too many pitches down the middle of the plate. And that 3rd pitch, the cutter, to go along with his hard slider, looks like it could be promising. So there is reason to hope. I think he could have a good year, but I don't think he's going to have the kind of year that he had with the Giants. I'd say his ceiling, best possible year for Rodon, let's say 13, 14 wins, 3.5 ERA. That's his ceiling. What do I think he'll do? Just based on what I've seen with the velocity and just what we saw last year, about a 500 pitcher with about a 4.5 ERA. That's what I'm seeing. I think he's going to be healthier than last year. I think he'll beat some of the bad teams. I think the Yankees will get him some wins because of their offense being much better this year. But ultimately, right now, I am not super optimistic. So, Frankie Baseball says, Rodón said, I'm pretty good at this game. I just got to stay on the mound. That's like a pilot saying, I'm pretty good at flying in a plane. I just got to stop crashing it. Sounds like a Kennedy.
I'll be over here, like, winning.
The other voices says, Rodón a little bit too early, but he's pitching like a 4 or 5 at the moment. For the first 3 innings after the home run, he looked good. He looked like a normal spring training starter getting his stuff together. And then I don't know how much we can hold that next home run against him because, again, he's wearing out at around 60 pitches. That's the end of the line. That's why he's coming out at that point. He's getting tired. He's building up. So we can't put too much stock in it. That being said, the reason we are is because he was such crap last year and gave up so many home runs. So I don't think we're really going to know from Rodón until maybe like June. Honestly, once he surpasses the 13, 14 starts he made last year, we'll have a better idea. We'll have a bigger sample size to know who he is. If he has a 3 ERA after 14, 15 starts, yeah, then maybe we say, all right, he's back. But if it's hovering around 5 or 6, then I'm going to be extremely worried, and that's going to look like a really bad contract. Raiden Burr says, got to give it time. Can't bury him now. The Yankees have no other choice. Lucas says, I missed the game. How fast was Rodón throwing? I'd say mostly 92, 93. I think there were a couple harder than that, but it was mostly, it was mostly 93, which is not really good enough. So, Frankie says, shout out to the guys singing the Meatballs song.
Time to stop throwing these fucking meatballs.
I actually paid someone $165 to sing that. Isn't that ridiculous? That's what we do for our hobbies here. That's what I do for this podcast to bring you guys closer to the game. Lucas de Torres says, Rodón is a lock to hit the Phantom IL at some point. I don't know. I mean, maybe the real IL. The Phantom IL got Billy Epler, former Yankee executive, in trouble. He got suspended for a year. Apparently somebody ratted him out. So, all right, guys, we're going to call it an early one. Obviously a tough day for the Yankees, but we're still very early. We are 22 days from opening day, and I'll be back here with you. We got some recaps coming up. So let's see. We got tomorrow night, we got a game. The 10th, the 11th, the 13th, the 15th, the 18th, the 20th, the 22nd, and the 25th. So we got some recaps coming up, and then we're kicking things off on opening day. Got the day off. You guys are getting my full attention. And until then, I will see you next time. Time to stop throwing those friffin' meatballs.
Boogie.